Last month, News 9 told you the government study of a superhighway from Norman through Edmond was killed because of intense pressure from homeowners who feared losing their property. There were 5 plans for the 8-lane outer loop, a loop to relieve traffic jams on I-35, 15 years down the road from now. It turns out the outer loop isn't dead at all. Tonight we've learned the loop has just changed locations. If you were concerned about the outer loop before, we have some metro news you'll want to hear tonight. Gary Horker is above I-35 to show us why the outer loop is back.
I'll tell you why it's coming back, Jennifer. It's because of one word, and that word is NAFTA. The folks who study traffic, the engineers, they all agree that I-35 is going to one day become the main drag for truckers hauling goods from Mexico all the way to Minnesota. They say in 15 years, traffic back here could become absolutely brutal. You know, last month they killed plans for an outer loop running east of I-35. The new grand scheme is to run the thing southwest of here. The people who gathered at the outer loop meeting are homeowners, and they represent towns in the path of the project. The Department of Transportation is unveiling a new year-long study to find out the best way to relieve traffic on I-35. They're studying everything from commuter rail to a truck bypass, and there's genuine fear the government will condemn thousands of homes unless there's a major public outcry.
You don't tell them what you want, then they're going to do what they want, and that may not correspond with your wishes.
When you understand the NAFTA coalition and you start doing your homework, the more you find out, the scarier it gets.
You know, the big controversy and the major fear all those folks share in common is they're fearing the government's going to start declaring eminent domain and start declaring properties that they're going to have to buy to clear the big path, the corridor, for the outer loop going around I-35, no matter what the public says. So as long as this study continues, this controversy is going to be far from over. Jennifer?
Gary, we're told the government study will be finished late this year. In the meantime, the Department of Transportation is promising to have more informational meetings with the public.
Caused more controversy than our report last week on a proposed outer loop highway on the east side of I-35. You'll remember these routes were proposed by ODOT to help heavy truck traffic bypass the metro. This idea infuriated homeowners in its path, and so in February, ODOT killed the plan. But last week we showed you the outer loop idea is in fact still alive. Our report generated dozens of outrage calls to ODOT, and tonight they say any outer loop plans are out of their hands. Tonight, News 9 takes an in-depth look into who really has the power to build the outer loop. Gary Horker's at I-35, where the story begins.
Well, Kelly, when ODOT told us last February the eastern portion of the outer loop was dead, they were telling the truth, but they were speaking only for their agency. Keep in mind, they were only speaking for ODOT. Turns out another state agency, the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, has a legal right to build the eastern outer loop, and a private group would like to see them build it. But Dave Moore of Control the Outer Loop Coalition is finding proof that someone else can build it anyway.
The Continental Gateway Authority very much intends, as part of their plans, to build the eastern outer loop.
The Continental Gateway Authority is a group hoping to build a huge international cargo trade center along I-35 in McLean County. Now, they like the idea of an eastern outer loop, and state law gives the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority the legal right to build a toll road on the east side. This is the Continental Gateway Authority's idea of an eastern route, but ODOT says
the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority does not have free reign to go out and build turnpikes wherever they please. They have to go through a very stringent legislative process.
We've got a Wizard of Oz situation to where the state transportation people are saying, oh, pay no attention to that law behind the curtain, or pay no attention to that Continental Gateway Authority behind the curtain, and we're not buying it.
So the controversy continues, and that man will keep up his vigil to keep everybody's feet to the fire. For the record, the Oklahoma Department of Transportation has nothing more to do with any study of an eastern outer loop. If you're concerned about this, the groups you should keep an eye on is the Continental Gateway Authority and the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, and those groups only. Kelly?
All right, Gary. ODOT is still looking at a major investment to put an outer loop on the west side of the metro where there is less resistance. One Norman group predicts there will be more than 30,000 more trucks on I-35 next year because of NAFTA.